How will natural gas from Marcellus Shale be taxed in Pennsylvania? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is Pennsylvania State Senator Andy Dinnimin. Thanks so much for being with us.
It's good to be here.
So talk to us a little bit about Marcellus Shale and some of the potential that exists because of the natural gas that can now, because of new technology, be extracted in Pennsylvania. How is this actually going to be taxed? What could this potentially mean for the Commonwealth?
Well, first, we're sitting on the new gold rush of this century. Just as oil and coal, oil actually started up around Quaker, Quaker oil originated with coal, with oil wells here in Pennsylvania. So too, we're sitting on a gold mine in terms of natural gas. New technology could get at this gas in an area called the Marcellus Shale, which goes from West Virginia up to New York, but Pennsylvania is the center of this natural gas. The danger is, in going to get this gas, we could destroy our environment. And I believe that we need to put a fee at the wellhead, as other states do. We're the only state that doesn't do this. But that fee, which would be over $100 million a year, should not only go into the general fund, but under a bill that I have proposed, 50% would go back to protecting the environment, to helping local communities deal with the impact.
So when we talk about these local communities and the potential impact, obviously we're talking about communities in western Pennsylvania where the gas is actually being extracted, but what about other communities where this gas is actually piped?
Oh, absolutely. We already, in the Chester-Montgomery County area that I represent, have seen the negative environmental impact of new gas lines, wider gas lines that crisscross our countryside. And so under my bill, some money would go directly to those communities where the gas is coming from. After all, roads and other infrastructure will be destroyed just simply by the amount of trucking and heavy equipment. But we also need, here in the Philadelphia suburbs, in the other areas of the state, to deal with the environmental impact of these new gas lines, larger gas lines, and my bill covers that. The bill also says that a certain percentage of the money would go to the Fish Commission and to the Fish and Game Commission, a boat commission. And the reason for that is to protect our rivers, our streams, and the land around it. Also, some of the money would go to in the Environmental Stewardship Fund. I would hope that we would have learned from the 20th century, where we strip mine for coal and destroyed the environment, and we're still repairing that environment. We would have learned from that, and we would prevent a similar environmental destruction occurring with this new gold rush called Marcellus Shale.
So obviously a variety of different environmental concerns, including the water supply.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of water to extract this natural gas. But what about our state forests? Because some of that state forest land is actually being leased to these companies to extract the natural gas. Will there be measures in place in order to protect state forests?
Well, that's part of what my legislation is intended to protect. We should not be leasing more state forests until we thoroughly understand the impact of this drilling on those forests. But we could make up for that money and protect the forest, protect the environment by a tax at the wellhead. Listen, the governor was for the tax, then he withdrew this, saying that he didn't want to hurt this new industry. This new industry isn't hurting. It gave record bids on land for the parts of the state forest. We can if we're smart, we can have the benefits that come from the Marcellus Shale and at the same time protect our environment, and that's what we should be doing.
Just a very few seconds left, but there's still debate at this point as to the tax rate
Oh,
as
absolutely,
well.
Absolutely. We're going to have to discuss that and deal with that.
All right, please come back, give us an update.
I sure will.
Thank you. We've been talking with Pennsylvania State Senator Andy Dinnimin. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Local Edition.